Although the players are famous for their talent and achievements on the field, few people know that behind the intense matches are a series of crazy stories they never share publicly. Let's join us in discovering the untold stories of the football stars in today's video. We will start today's video with the Brazilian superstar Neymar. Let's visit to Mogi das Cruzes, the poor suburb of Sao Paulo, where Neymar was born and raised. Neymar grew up in a poor family, facing many hardships and shortages. Although Neymar was just a boy with a passionate love for football back then, saving his future depended entirely on him. One month, Neymar's family reached the deadline to pay their electricity bill. On the final day of the payment period, Mr. Neymar Sr. was busy with work and had no other choice. He trusted Neymar and gave him the money to pay the electricity bill. Neymar walked down the street, but at that moment he had a crazy idea. Neymar immediately turned and went to buy a lottery ticket, hoping that his family would win a car. Neymar held the lottery ticket in his hand, anxiously waiting, unable to sleep, eagerly anticipating the next day. And then the new day came. He heard the sound of a car parking in front of his house. The whole family burst into tears, except for Neymar. The shocking truth was, it was the electricity company's car coming to cut off the power at Neymar's house. What followed was a memorable beating for the boy. Next, let's move on to the story of the legendary Zlatan Ibrahimovic's youth. Ibrahimovic was born into an imperfect family, as his parents divorced when Zlatan wasn't yet 2 years old. Ibra lacked both love and wealth. He was famously rebellious when he was in school. In order to find a way out for himself, Ibrahimovic set a goal to become a professional football player and to own a car.
You must work with everything.
Around 18, 19, when you come from my neighborhood, the first thing you wanted was to have a cool car.
While still struggling to find his place in the Malmo youth team, Ibrahimovic battled financial difficulties. He turned to the harbour in Rosengård. Zlatan stole bicycles and became increasingly skilled at stealing items from supermarkets. He even stole the bicycle of the coach of the Malmo youth team.
Looking for first opportunity to steal one, and I stole it, came to the training, but when they caught me, I was like, I borrowed the bicycle. I didn't steal it. Here, take it back.
Living like a criminal helped him survive and achieve one of Zlatan's goals.
I bought a Porsche Turbo with my last money. I was driving fast because I like the adrenaline. Suddenly, police was chasing me. I drove until I found that tunnel underneath the highway, and I was waiting there, and they kept going.
And it was his madness and arrogance that created a legend. And that legend is Zlatan. Van Dijk truly did something that no one expected at the age of 20.
That was just because of my qualities. I wasn't good enough.
In 2011, Van Dijk began his professional football career with the Groningen in the Netherlands.
4-1 voor FC Groningen en hij bekroont een uitstekend.
At the time when Van Dijk's career was taking its first steps forward, an unfortunate event occurred.
Want hoe erg was het?
Ja, uiteindelijk heel ernstig.
In a match in Eredivisie, Van Dijk fell ill. At the hospital, the doctors didn't plan the seriousness of the condition. They said it was just like a common flu. And since Van Dijk continued to complain of pain, they gave him painkillers. Virgil's pain grew more intense, and when his mother heard the news and came to visit him, she realized the situation was critical. She quickly rushed Van Dijk to the emergency room at another hospital. The doctors decided that Van Dijk had to undergo surgery immediately, as he was suffering from appendicitis, peritonitis, kidney infection, and was in a life-threatening condition. Van Dijk is asked to write a document similar to a will in case of the worst-case scenario, stating that his money and property will be left to his mother. Van Dijk managed to save his life, and with his determination to overcome adversity, the Dutch centre-back has risen to become one of the best defenders in the world. Here comes a crazy story about Emmanuel Adebayor.
What I've done, but you know, it's like
Adebayor's family belongs to the Yoruba tribe. Like many tribes scattered across Africa, the Yoruba are very traditional and have a mystical spiritual life. They believe that Adebayor is under a very heavy curse.
Their belief as
When he was 4 years old, doctors discovered to Adebayor's parents that he had some unexplained issues that caused his legs to be unable to function like a normal person's. For many years, he traveled with his mother to seek treatment. One day, by chance, his mother took him to a church in Lagos, the capital of Nigeria, with the intention of praying for a week. The people in the church said that if Adebayor still couldn't walk by Sunday, it would mean he would be crippled for life. On Saturday night, with time running out, his mother cried uncontrollably. But on Sunday morning, strangely, Adebayor saw a group of children playing football. He stood up and, without knowing how, ran after a ball that had somehow rolled into his path. It was like a miracle. Later, fate chose Emmanuel Adebayor to become a professional footballer, playing for several big clubs and becoming one of the wealthiest African athletes. And to end today's video, let's dive into the story of the star Luka Modric.
Special moment in my career.
Let's turn back time to 1985, when Modric was born in a small town near Zadar in the Yugoslavia, now Croatia. In his early years, he was primarily raised by his grandfather, as his parents had to exhaust themselves working in the textile factories. Modric's childhood was closely tied to the times he spent herding livestock with his grandfather. The life of young Modric was completely turned upside down when the war between the Serbs, Croats and Albanians broke out.
The civilian population live underground. Anyone above ground is considered a fighter.
Te bombe padaju, rakete.
When Modric was 6 years old, the biggest shock of his life came when his grandfather was executed by the Serbian army during a trip to herd livestock. Modric's parents quickly fled with their son from their village. Modric hid in Zadar, specifically in the Kolover Hotel. Modric, along with those harrowing days of facing life-threatening danger, bombs, rubble and fear, overcame those moments of terror and poverty. He found solace in his love for football, playing whenever and wherever he could, even when danger was lurking. And it was his love for football that became the turning point, changing both his fate and that of his family.
Partido de largo en el final de la final.
It sounds truly unbelievable, but that is the real story of the world-class player Kylian Mbappe. At the age of 14, Mbappe was already a promising talent. He chose a Monaco club with a rich tradition of developing young talents to hone his skills. During his time at the AS Monaco Academy, Mbappe and his teammates were given an assignment to design a magazine cover with their own image. This task was meant to encourage them to reflect on the future and the person they aspired to become. With qualities of confidence and maturity beyond his years, when coming up with the concept for this assignment, he didn't simply copy versions of Paris Match, GQ, or even French Vogue like his friends. He chose the cover of the famous Time magazine. The image featured his portrait, facing directly forward, with his head slightly tilted to one side and his hands gently clasped under his chin. The headline of the picture was a bold white line, calling him El Maestro, the Maestro. A smaller line in the corner of the magazine declared him as the best young player in the world, the top priority of the French national team coach, and the future of football. He aspired to achieve the things that his idol Cristiano Ronaldo had accomplished. And this seemed like a prophecy of the future, as 4 years after completing that assignment, he truly appeared on the cover of Time magazine. The headlines from that time have now become a reality. At the age of 19, Kylian Mbappe was called up to the French national team for the 2018 World Cup, where he played a key role in leading France to the World Cup trophy, with a performance that left everyone in awe and admiration. Truly insane. So we've explored some crazy stories that football players rarely share. These moments not only reveal other sides of the sports world, but also prove that every step on the field has untold stories behind it. If you found these stories interesting, don't forget to like, share and subscribe so you won't miss out on more exciting videos. Share your thoughts in the comments and see you in the next video.